Hi, I'm Ken, a remote software engineer living with my family in Changsha. Today is Sunday, so we are doing our regular grocery run together. On weekdays, only one of us shops, usually her, to save time. If she's away on a business trip, I take over. And when she's free, she handles the morning shopping, while I stick to my daily habit, studying English. But today, neither of us had work, so we are doing it together.
来看一下啊，这里有鲜粉的元宵，不要错。
I'll just shift my English practice to another part of the day. It's raining again. Winter days like this are the worst, cold, damp, and not great for going out. Still, we start where we always do, the vegetable section. Here, veggies are optional. They are on the table every single day. Last time I came super early. The aisles were nearly empty. Today, a bit busier, but not quite a rush hour yet. Honestly, one of the best parts of shopping together for me is that we can exchange ideas while shopping, which helps us buy the right things, avoid forgetting something, and prevent buying unnecessary items. These mung bean sprouts look so fresh. They are our first pick, priced at $2.58 RMB per jin. A jin is a traditional Chinese unit of weight, still widely used, and is exactly half a kilogram. I always forget to check what's left in our fridge, but my wife has a good memory and can tell me what's still there. We usually eat breakfast out, or if we have it at home, it's something like noodles or pancakes, nothing that needs fresh vegetables. So for the next 2 days, we are planning 2 lunches and 2 dinners, which means we'll need to buy 4 different vegetables. My wife reminded me, we still have some chilies at home. What are you planning to cook if you buy more? Stir-fried pork with chili peppers, I said, is one of the kids' all-time favorites. In fact, there is a well-known local restaurant famous for this exact dish. Their version is seriously delicious. Ours doesn't quite match up, but the kids still clean their plates every time. She suggested we only buy 2, since we've got some left. But honestly, 5 feels about right is what we usually get. My wife said, you've only bought 1 vegetable, and we won't be here tomorrow. The chili doesn't count, since it's used with pork. What she means is a pure vegetable that will be cooked on its own. That becomes our second vegetable dish.
俺买两个青菜的，也买2个青菜的。
还买2个啊？那你买个这个啊？这个吧，你买谁呀？这小块的100，这个是。这100块的这里。
小孩子。
够了吗？
这3个青菜的。
You might wonder, why so many plastic bags? It's because every item is weighed separately. Each vegetable has its own price, so they go into individual bags at the scale. I know it looks wasteful, but here's what happens next. All these bags end up in the trash, and from there, they are taken to a waste-to-energy plant. There, the trash is burned at high temperatures to generate electricity, and the emissions are strictly controlled. In Changsha, over 90% of household waste is processed this way, not buried in landfills. So while we'd love to use less plastic, at least it's not just piling up in the environment.
其实买的贵的吧，又买这9个，那个
这个吧，
啥的换掉一个，这个才9毛8。
这够了吗？这个还是这吧？
再来一个。
搞一坨吧，够了的。那去掉一个吧，这里啊。
去掉一个，
哪个不要了？哪个？
哪个？
这个不要了吧？放回去吧，那就。
So far, we've picked up 4 vegetables: mung bean sprouts, lettuce, spinach, and a choy. Each one will be cooked as its own dish. For meat, we are starting with the stir-fried pork with chili peppers. Next up is red pepper stir-fried beef. So we'll need to grab some red peppers here first.
可以的嘞，
够了，2个就够了。
有个的嘞，大黄辣椒。
有搞定了，对不对？
Alright, we've got all our veggies. Now it's time to weigh them. A staff member will weigh each bag separately on this digital scale and stick a price label right on it. That way, everything is ready when we get to the checkout counter. You might find this interesting. In many Chinese supermarkets or wet markets, fresh produce like vegetables isn't sold with pre-printed barcodes. Instead, it's weighed first and the price is printed on a label at the scale. So I'm curious, how does it work where you live? Do you buy loose vegetables and weigh them yourself? Or is everything pre-packed with a barcode? Let me know in the comments. Next stop, the meat section. We are picking up beef for our second dish, red pepper stir-fried beef. Today's price, 39.8 RMB for half a kilo. I went with half a kilo, enough for a hearty family stir-fry. In Chinese home cooking, we usually buy just what we need for 1 or 2 meals. Nothing's pre-packaged. You tell the butcher exactly how much you want, and they cut it fresh on the spot. For us, freshness is everything. We rarely store food in the fridge for more than a day or two. Most ingredients are cooked the same day we buy them. It's not about convenience, it's about flavor and quality. So I'm curious, what matters most to you when it comes to food? Is the freshness, convenience, price, taste, or something else? Let me know in the comments. We also grabbed some pork on sale for just 8.98 RMB per斤. It's not the premium cut, but totally fine for stir frying. Next up, fruit. We are grabbing some babagan oranges, a super popular winter citrus here in China. They're going for 3.98 RMB per斤. What makes them special? They peel super easily. The flesh is soft and juicy, and most importantly, they are said to be heat-free. In Chinese food culture, we talk about foods that cause or avoid getting heaty, 上火. Too much spicy or fried food, you might get a sore throat or acne. That's 上火. But baba gan is believed to help cool you down. So I'm curious, do you have a concept like getting heaty in your culture? Or is this totally new to you?
冬枣要不要搞一颗这种呢？这一盒8个吧，搞一盒3个吧。
你想吃你就把搞呗。
搞一盒吧，那就这个枣
不
还
太叫水果就拿，干什么呢？
要么呢，点我的。
Now it's time to weigh the fruit. This digital scale uses image recognition. Just put the fruit on and it guesses what it is. The staff member here just confirms the result and prints the price label. A few years ago, they had to manually enter a code, but now much faster and less stress for the person working the scale.
在鼓里嘞，在鼓里完了。
香干。
We also grabbed 2 tofu staples, a block of Yuxian xianggan, a smoked savory dried tofu from Hunan for 5.4 RMB, and a piece of fresh soft tofu for just 2 RMB. Even though they are both made from soybeans, they taste and cook completely differently. The xianggan is full and full of umami, great for stir frying with chili. As for the soft tofu, we usually pan fry it until golden, then stir fry it with pork and just a splash of water to braise briefly. Have you ever tried smoked tofu? Or is regular tofu all you know?
来吗？木瓜。
不会忘不得了。
7个空间6个9折，高薪资护舒宝乐爱雅。
Alright, time to check out. I paid with a QR code, the go-to payment method here in China. If you've set up WeChat Pay or Alipay, QR payments work right away. There are actually two types of QR code. In supermarkets, you show your payment code, and the cashier scans it with their machine. At small stores or markets, the vendor displays a collection code, and you scan theirs with your phone. Both apps link to your bank account, but you can also keep a balance inside the app if you prefer. For extra convenience, you can optionally enable face recognition or palm payment, but only if you choose to turn it on yourself. Total for 2 days worth of meals and 2 kinds of fruit, 91 RMB. These features are never automatic, and many people never use them at all. If you would rather not, no problem. You can always stick with QR code, credit cards, or even cash. Speaking of which, yes, cash and credit cards are still accepted, but honestly, you almost never see them used anymore. Only a few elderly folks who don't use smartphones might still pay with cash, and even that's becoming rare. No matter how fast the technology advances or how much the world changes, life remains life. And our shared longing for peace, joy, and simple happiness that never fades. After all, we are all just a human. Alright, that is a full grocery run. We bought enough for 2 days, but today's lunch is already on the menu. Red pepper stir-fried beef and salted spinach. If you'd like to see how it all comes together, feel free to keep watching. And if this is where you head out, thanks so much for joining today's shopping trip. If you enjoy real-life glimpses of everyday China, don't forget to subscribe.
你早上都吃完了吧？
要把牛肉吧，下午压在那。
We are going to cook beef and spinach for lunch, so I put the red peppers, beef, and spinach on the kitchen countertop. The fruits are put in the living room. They are better eaten soon.
牛肉是吧？快点牛肉呢？把这个牛肉还往不吃呀？
那个现在就可以打。
啊，那个锅对吧？那个中间，几了点两点烧几了有。
The vegetables are put in the refrigeration compartment, while the meat that won't be cooked today is put in the freezer. Now I'm going to make red pepper stir-fried beef. First, cut the beef into very small, thin pieces. This step is crucial and really tests your knife skills. Why cut it so small? This ensures the beef cooks quickly and tastes better. Next, slice the red pepper into thin strips. Then, prepare your aromatics, coriander, ginger, and garlic. Now, let's start cooking the beef. Heat some vegetable oil in the pan. Vegetable oil is recommended for this dish because it heats up quickly and enhances the flavor of the beef. If you have olive oil, that works even better. Once the oil is hot, add all the beef and stir fry rapidly. As soon as the beef changes color, remove it from the pan and set it aside in a bowl. Next, stir fry the red peppers. Add the ginger and the garlic to the pan and stir fry them together. Since coriander cooks very fast, we will only add it at the very end. Once the red peppers change color, return the cooked beef to the pan. Add some salt and stir fry everything together. If you are unsure about the amount of salt, start with a little, taste it, and decide if you need more. Add some oyster sauce to enrich the flavor. Finally, toss in the coriander and immediately add soy sauce. Give everything one last quick stir fry, and the dish is ready. The spinach is very easy to prepare. Simply wash it with water and tear the leaves by hand. No knife required. When you are ready to cook, start by heating some oil in the pan. You can use either pork fat or vegetable oil. First, add the garlic and stir fry briefly until fragrant. Then toss in the spinach, add a pinch of salt, and stir fry quickly just until the leaves change color. That's all there is to it. And there we have it. From the aisles of the local supermarket to our dinner table in just an hour or two. Does this whole process look complicated to you? I hope not. The secret isn't the fancy skills. It's just picking fresh ingredients and cooking with heart. Now that you've seen how we shop and cook, what other part of daily life in China are you curious about? Is it the schools, houses, or maybe how we do street shopping? Let me know in the comments. Remember, no matter where you are, a good meal starts with a trip to the market and ends with love at the table. Thanks so much for watching. Whether you stayed for the shopping, the cooking, or both, I'll keep sharing honest, unfiltered slices of daily life in China, along with the stories and the culture behind them. Until next time, take care.